Let you guys come in. Um, Pretty rough start. Wait a little bit. Uh, Fuck. Serious right now. If there's any noise, sorry, but we'll go ahead and get into it, man. This has been a pretty rough start. Anyone who's watching right now knows that. It just kind of is what it is. Playing very undisciplined right now. Yeah, it's just not good. I mean, I don't know. Xavier Howard, dude, him getting ejected. We'll start there. We don't need to be doing all that extra shit and just the undisciplined play in general. How many penalties did we have in that first half? It's disgusting. We can't make the playoffs getting that many penalties. We just can't. It's not possible. And if we do, we're going to get destroyed in the first round if we are having penalties like this. Our offense is already struggling as it is. If we're going to be getting penalties nonstop like this, there's nothing we can do. And sure, the refs have been pretty shit this game. Honestly, they just fucked the Bengals over pretty bad just now because that definitely should have been offsetting penalties. Who knows? They might have missed anyway, but they made it a much harder kick than it should have been. They kind of gave us a lucky break there. But, dude, Xavier Howard, what the fuck are you doing? Getting penalties like that in this situation. We're already down more players. We're losing. You're debatably the best player on this team, and you're going to be doing that shit after the play is over and get yourself ejected? What the fuck is wrong with you? I'm pissed. And let me tell you, the injuries, dude, it's ridiculous. We lost to Landon Roberts. That really sucks. Calvin Munson, I seen him kind of come in a little bit for us. He had as well. I'm not that surprised. He hasn't really had much playing time. No excuse. We can't be getting penalties like this. Just in general. Tua hasn't looked awful. And let me tell you, if Jakeem Grant's hands weren't bricks, we're up right now. I'll say that right now. We're up. That just really sucks because that was a touchdown if Jakeem Grant catches that. And one thing I will say, I love the balls that we had there. Backed up in our own end zone, and we just let Tua throw it like that. I definitely appreciate that. But we got to get something going. We get the ball coming out of halftime. Sorry, I'm a little more flustered than usual. This has been a pretty rough game. I think this is the worst I've seen us this year, even with some of the losses we've had. And like I said, I realize we're missing so many players. Having Myles Gaskin back has been really positive. That's been pretty helpful, especially with how many running backs we're missing. Lynn Bowden is doing pretty good today. But besides that, man, it just isn't much. Cincinnati's passing game is starting to really get going too, and they're having running success. We just really need to get pressure. I'd like to see some more exotic blitz schemes, and it's going to be kind of tough without Xavier Howard being there to really lock down the coverage. But Nick Needham's been playing really well. Noah Igbenogany's probably going to have to get some more playing time. Now without Xavier Howard, I'll tell you what, losing Xavier Howard for them losing Tyler Boyd, that is not a trade I like. Yeah, it is a very frustrating game, man. It really is. I mean, I'm just glad that we're not down by more. We're only down by a point going into halftime. Let me tell you right now, if we play like this next week against the Kansas City Chiefs, they might legit score 50 points on us if we play like this next week. That's real life. That's real life right now. We can't play like that. We've got nonstop tough games after this. We cannot play like this. We've got what? Conservative game plan? Yeah, for the most part, it's been conservative besides the one deep shot. But to be fair, if Jakeem Grant catches that ball, that's a touchdown, and we're up right now. And I won't be as pissed. I'd still be pissed because we're playing undisciplined. But we got like Kansas City. Forgive me if I mess up the order. We got Kansas City. We got the Raiders. We got the Bills. We got New England. Like, we got a tough schedule ahead. We can't be playing like this against the Bengals. I know we're banged up. I know we are. But, man, we need this win because we still have to find a way to win at least a couple of those games. And I don't know how we're going to do that. Not if we're playing like this. And we're in a situation where our defense has to bail us out because our offensive Eric Flowers went down too. I do like the idea of moving Solomon Kinley to left guard and putting Jesse Davis at right guard, at least for now. Y'all know I don't like Jesse Davis, but it's better than Michael Dieter. No. Michael Dieter could stay away. And because that's immediately my thought when Eric Flowers came in. I'm like, I don't like Jesse Davis, but he has to come in now because I am not trying to see Michael Dieter. But the injuries have just been awful. Good thing that Eric Rowe was able to come back. That's a really big help. I don't know. Hopefully Brian Flores gets a hold of this team at halftime. That's what I really want to see. I want him to get a hold of them, or if it's not Brian Flores, one of the players, get a hold of them and get them to play disciplined football. That's the only – and this has been brewing. We were really good about not getting too many penalties for most of the year. But these last few weeks, it started off with getting a bunch of false start penalties, and it ultimately wasn't that bad, but it's just progressively gotten worse, and we haven't addressed it. We've got to knock that shit out right now. Now, I know that we're playing with backups at this point at certain positions, but so is everybody. Everybody's doing that right now, whether it be because of COVID or because this year's been terrible for injuries all across the board. Well, sometimes the other team has a better game plan. Now, in saying that, they need to turn up the pressure on defense and not make mistakes on offense. Yeah, I agree. I don't know if this is necessarily Cincinnati's game plan being better. I think it's execution on our part. I don't think it's their game. I don't think it's Cincinnati's game plan or even ours. I think our game plan has been okay. It's just execution. I don't blame this on the coaches. Like, I can't blame Brian Flores for Xavier Howard wanting to go fucking fight Tyler Boyd. Or, like, that's not his fault. It's not an NFL head coach's job to tell you how to play your position at this point. By the time you get through high school, by the time you get to college, and then by the time you get to the league, you should already know how to play football. You should already know that you're not supposed to punch a player in the face. And like some of these penalties are just stupid. Like I said, I think the game plan is okay. It's hard to overcome the penalties that we're getting. It's just back to back. It doesn't matter what your game plan is if you're setting yourself back like that. It just doesn't. Especially when our offense is already struggling. When your offense is already struggling, you can't make it worse with penalties. I mean, every team messes up sometimes. If it's like if it's an occasional offsides penalty, that's an effort penalty. And that's the media is saying that Tua should be pulled. No, I don't think that Tua should be pulled. I don't think Tua's playing that bad. I really don't. The pressure has been really bad. If Jakeem Grant catches that ball, no one's saying shit about Tua. Honestly. Tua's playing pretty decently. The blocking's been terrible. We haven't been creating separation. And like I said, if he has that big-ass touchdown, that would have been a highlight on ESPN. They wouldn't have been saying shit about Tua. The people that are saying that they should pull Tua probably aren't even watching this game. They're just seeing stat lines. So, even if they are, they're just trying to get clicks. That's what it is. And what does Ryan Fitzpatrick fix about this? Honestly. Yeah, we move the ball a little bit more with Ryan Fitzpatrick, but also the turnovers are so much worse. And when we're already playing undisciplined, we don't need that risk right now. I kind of like the security that Tua has right now. We should put Antonio Callaway in the slot. I agree. He's a little bit better of a route runner. And one thing I will say, I did like that our offense did. I'll get this point and then I got to go because the game's back on. But I like that when Jakeem Grant dropped that pass 2 plays later, they gave it to him again so he can make up for it. But hopefully we pick this up. Got to start playing disciplined football. And yeah, so yeah, I'll see you guys later in the week. The film should be out at some point. So yeah, bye guys.